It's your life.
I got places to be, guys.
You got places to be. You got people to meet. You've got Minecraft parties going.
Oh, come on. That was one time.
What?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls, and as you can see, I have some very special guests on my show today. From the KLab game station, we have Mark and Matthew. Say hello, guys.
Hey there.
Hey dudes.
Hey cowboy.
Hey guys, thanks for being on. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys talking to the community and taking the time out of your day. It means a lot to us.
That's alright. That's a pleasure. And D&D Cowboy, we appreciate what you do and all the other awesome YouTubers out there and the Bleach Brave Souls community do for the
Hey, all right, well, we appreciate it, guys. So I guess what we're going to do today, guys, we're going to ask Mark and Matt a few questions, and they'll do our best to give us their answers, and maybe address some of the concerns we as players have. All right, guys. So I guess the first question, a lot of people bring this up. There's a time gap between the JP content and the global content, and sometimes we know what summon selections are coming up in advance, whereas JP does not. So people can plan their orbs accordingly. So do you guys at KLab see that as an issue? Because sometimes people might skip a gacha because they know something else is coming up.
Yes, of course they're aware of it, but as we say sometimes on the show, we can't give everything that happens behind the scene. But like the game is available in different languages. There's a lot of people involved in the making of the game outside the company as well, because we don't own like Bleach as the IP, so everything needs to be. It takes time, but like they know that it's an issue for a few reasons. Like you mentioned the gacha thing, but also sometimes like the gacha thing is actually not so bad for the players.
Right. I mean, but for the company is what I was thinking. It might be maybe we'll skip these characters so we can get the other characters.
About the accessories or stuff like that, sometimes there's a gap and like people get really angry because on the other round they want something at the same time as Japan, because they made a design choice at the beginning to let anyone who wants to access the Japanese server from, even if you download the game from the States, which is a cool, like a lot of companies would block that. I mean, you can always find a way outside, but they let people, if you want to play the Japanese world, you can. It's just that it's all in Japanese, but you can if you want to.
Right.
And as a result, some people can see everything. It reminds me a bit like, like Game of Thrones, people who read the novels until recently, like and like then you get the situation where like people like
exactly.
I know what's coming.
Well, in the end, everyone dies.
And some people can get smart. Some people like can taunts like hey I already get that. So it's a program that they let happen because they thought that if people want to play with the Japanese version, it's cool. But it's true that it creates a few issues. So they're working on reducing the gap.
Right.
So that everybody, I don't know if we'll get to that point, but like everybody can get the same thing at the same time. But they're really working on it. So this is on their pipeline to reduce the gap.
Right.
There's always going to be stuff that because of translation of like checking with different. But they know that it's there and they're trying to work on it.
Okay.
Yep, definitely.
And so is it the ultimate goal to bring them both to the same timeline, or is that something not really?
The official word is that they're working on making the time gap shorter.
Shorter, okay. So we can look forward to that, perhaps?
In the future.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in the pipeline, it's in the works.
Excellent, because that's a big issue of contention between some players. They get freaked out that global gets treated like second-class citizens, and I just wanted to address that to bring the final word on that.
They're aware of it. Then when it's going to happen, then probably people are going to complain because hey, I like no.
Yeah, now we don't know what's coming up. It's a lose-lose situation. What are you gonna do?
They're going to this direction also because at the end of the day, the key is like some people get disappointed and some people feel like being left out, and it's not a good feeling. So they're working on. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we know that they're actively working on it.
Yep. We want to make most players happy.
And guys, try to realize that they are trying their best. The guys over here are trying their best to make all of us happy. There just are some time differences between global and JP content. So we'll all get the same thing eventually, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So that's the main thing.
Oh,
I'm just trying to get those seasonal events out on time. That's all I want. No more Christmas in July.
No more Christmas in July. That would be great if you guys could pull that off.
But we understand. I think we understand.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I guess the next question I was going to ask you is, because of this relationship you talked about, not owning the content, you have to go through Shueisha or TV Tokyo for a lot of the permissions and things like that. What is that process like? Are those guys like, you got to come in and like beg for content, or is it kind of like what we're doing here? We just talk about it over lunch.
Not to get into too many specifics, but just to give you a general overview of what KLab's relationship with Shueisha is like. Well, again, Shueisha, publishers of Shonen Jump,
Mm-hmm.
They are huge manga giants. For this particular game, Shueisha is of course involved, Television Tokyo, Dentsu, and then Pierrot, of course, who are the ones who actually made the anime itself. So all of these are involved. Particularly speaking to our relationship with Shueisha, that is a very friendly relationship that goes back almost 10 years. I'm going to say probably started around 2009, 2010 when we made our first Captain Tsubasa game at KLab, and we have been in a very good relationship with since then. Bleach, of course, is the one that all of our global users know, but probably players in Japan remember that we put out a game based on Yu Yu Hakusho, which is another one that's been big in the States, right? Like when I was a kid, we definitely...
Right, but that was a long time ago for probably most of my audience. I don't know how familiar they are with it. But that's a legendary manga series franchise.
Legendary manga series, Yu Yu Hakusho is amazing. What's another one? Slam Dunk, we did a game based on Slam Dunk. I don't know how big that is in the States.
Right.
There's Captain Tsubasa, of course, which I like to think is a very much a world-class IP. And then Bleach, which is why you are all here today watching this show. There's a lot of freedom, and I feel like we've built up a lot of trust over the years. This is not our first title with Shueisha, and they recognize that as well. And we are very thankful for how just awesome partners that they've been.
Yeah,
this game.
Just by looking at the game itself, it seems like they've given you pretty much like not free reign, but they've allowed you to use a lot of their content. So props to them. It's great. We love the way it's faithful to the series. That's like one of the main issues for me, at least.
Yeah, big props to Shueisha. If you can, buy Shonen Jump or buy a volume of Bleach or buy an anime DVD if you can.
Support the official releases, guys, if you're fans of the series.
Definitely.
All right, guys. So moving on, let's talk about the extreme co-op. And a lot of people, like maybe most of the casual fan base of the game, they take issue with the fact that they can't participate because they need to be in a certain PvP rank. So just from your end, guys, what was the reasoning behind that restriction? And is there any future plans to change it or anything like that?
Matt, go for it.
So the logic behind the extreme co-op was that they're extreme.
They are extreme. I'm not gonna lie about that.
And so they wanted the restrictions so that, okay, the restriction is based on the PvP ranking, so there's something, I guess it's not for everybody, and I can, we see the complaints, but the logic was that you need some strong characters, you need some strong accessories if you want to make, if you don't want to be a burden to the teammates.
We want contributing players.
And at the time, for those extreme co-op missions that they're making for the moment, with the level of difficulty that there is, they thought that the third and above was like a good cutoff.
Right.
Looking at the data, there's a lot of data crunching when you make games as well, so they're looking at a lot of stuff.
Mm.
But they thought that would be a good balance between, not just level 150 and now level 200 people, but if you're about third seats, then you should probably have characters that get you enough to do those missions.
And I've tried to explain that to people, and they're just like, "Oh no, it's not fair." And it's like, guys, if you're not at this PvP level, you're probably not ready for the co-op. Is what I try to explain to people.
That people see that and they see the videos. Back in my day as a gamer, to know about games, I wrote magazines, making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays you can see everyone.
You just turn on the TV and watch the YouTube.
Yeah, just watch the YouTubes. They'll tell you everything you need to know.
And stuff, so it gets you a feeling that,
maybe you're missing out.
Yeah, the strong players get strong rewards, so they get stronger, the weak can go, so...
Exactly.
like for me, like that's not like the dev so far. So okay, so far that was also the dev point of view. So far, me as a player is like, I guess if being too like there's a, I guess we can talk about PvP afterwards, but like there's other stuff that you probably need to do before doing extreme co-op. Like you should have at least, I don't know, three like 6-star characters.
Right.
That like that you feel confident using, that you're used to have with maybe not the best gear, but like sufficient gear.
Right.
Slowly get into that, but I understand the frustration that hey, I can't get in, and because I can't get in, I can't get all the cool stuff, so I can't progress.
Right.
So one thing that we can tell you today, and that's from the dev, is that like they hear those complaints and they're working on it. So they're thinking now as to like what they can do. I don't know at this point if it's gonna be extreme co-op with like a different difficulty level, but they're thinking of doing something for the other people.
Right, to make that step from being a beginner to the extreme co-op, maybe there needs to be an intermediate,
Less
less extreme co-op.
Is that they understand that point of the arguments and they're working out to think of what they can do to give something similar, but that's like they have to think of the balance because maybe like in terms of the difficulty, in terms of the rewards that you can get, but that's so that people that are not like 100% newcomers, but are not like super experienced players can still have something. So at this time we can't. I don't know what it is, but like what the letters tell you is that they're working on something to address that.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was an issue. That's an issue that's in the community right now. It's like that gap between the lower level players and the higher level players. So it's great to hear that you guys are working on that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
People will be
is welcoming to players of all types, newcomers, middle, and core users alike.
equal opportunity gamers.
Equal opportunity gamers, definitely.
Guys, by the way, if there's a little bit of delay in the stream, we are talking to these guys over Skype from Japan, so you'll just have to suffer through a little bit of stagger and stuff like that. So, just the restrictions of the medium, I suppose.
That's real. It's not CG. Yeah, it's not CG.
Okay, yeah, it's not CG. It's real. They're real.
It's the real one.
This is the real.
Believe it or not, that's his real face, guys. So on that same vein of questioning, guys, that brings us into the PvP issue, and a lot of players, myself included, kind of feel like it's a little bit too random in the process of winning and losing, and a lot of players feel like it's pretty much a coin flip, whether or not you win or lose, and it has very little to do with your actual equipment or character strategy or things like that. How do you guys feel about that? Is that something that is an issue, or that's just the way it is?
This is my personal thoughts. I'll go first. I'm sure Matt also has a lot of thoughts, as does everyone, about PvP in the game. Because, again, a lot of it is determined by the AI algorithm inside the game. Personally, I think if you are having problems with PvP and you feel like it is a coin flip, then you are probably one of the top 10% in the game who has awesome characters, who has awesome accessories, and you're going up against players who also have awesome characters and awesome accessories. And when you're at the top, the creme de la creme, and you're going and duking it out, then sometimes it feels a little bit like a coin flip, but probably because you are going against the same characters with the same accessories. If you are not in that top, then it's much more strategy intensive. The characters that you choose to use are often very different from the characters that the other player is using. Accessories, of course, is a wide variety, and you really start. I think it makes the biggest difference around the third and fourth seat.
I would agree.
Once you get above from there, you find a lot of repeats of the same kinds of teams winning over and over and over again. Right. But I think there's a lot of strategy to be had involved, especially with the new accessories that have come out. Mm-hmm. There's just many different builds that you can take characters, different directions that you can do with characters. And I think there's a wide variety for people to explore. Now, what do you think?
Yeah. Like the new characters are stronger, but there are ways around it.
Right.
But I can't guarantee that there's not a strategy that lets you win 100% time because, there's always broken, there's always, if he makes his boost, like...
And no, that wouldn't be fun, though, as a game, if there was a strategy that won 100% of the time. I don't think anyone won.
No. I mean, there are strategies you can use to offset the RNG, but, there will always be an element of RNG involved. You can only reduce it so much. So I think that's fair to say?
if people are not into PvP, like I understand. To be honest, until like Stream Co-op were there, as a player, I was just doing it for the ranking, for the daily and weekly.
And there's quite a few players that are like that. They don't do the PvP except to get to the Extreme Co-op. So, yeah, it's good that they have a chance. They don't have to be so hardcore about it, but they can still, get to the Extreme Co-op, without delving too deeply into PvP. So, all right, guys. So I think that addresses some of the concerns about the PvP. All right, guys. So I want to thank you for your time. We've covered a lot of interesting topics. So it's good to hear your thoughts on them. But I guess the one thing I want to know personally: have you ever met Kubo Sensei, and does he play BBS?
I'll go with this one. I have never personally met Kubo Sensei. I'm sure there are plenty of people who have at KLab.
Oh,
I've
really?
never had the fortunate opportunity to do that.
Oh.
But as far as whether he plays Bleach Brave Souls or not, he has posted on his official Twitter in the past that yes, he was enjoying Bleach Brave Souls. Since then, he doesn't do Twitter anymore, so I don't know right now, but he was definitely playing in the past. And he's been supportive of the game, and it's something that we appreciate very much.
Wow, I wonder what his account is like. I'd be interested to see.
Because he took a break from Twitter. I think he just posted like a few months back. When he was like cosplaying as Mayuri.
Yeah, I did see that, and
like his first tweets in like a super long time. And I don't think
he was very reclusive after the.
Like his account, I don't think he has posted anything.
Mm-hmm.
There was those posts about like there was a sick kid that talked to him about like how the bleach helped him through his illness, and he was trying to find this kid. So he used Twitter to try and find I think that's the last thing he tweeted, because he said, now I think he looks like he's kind of taking a.
And for those of you who don't know, there was an article or something like that about Kubo. Some kid in the hospital wrote Kubo a very thankful letter for his manga. And Kubo wanted to find him because he was terminally ill, if I'm recalling correctly. And that was the last we heard of him from Twitter. So.
Yeah. He's not like I think. Well, I mean, that was his baby. Yeah. It's the fact that it's finished must be. I don't know when you create something and it finishes. It must be.
So he doesn't come by the office and hang out and play BBS with you guys.
No, we do. Talk to you. We do hang out with some of the voice actors though.
Yeah, I did see the special, and it was very entertaining. I mean, for me as a manga fan.
Yeah, I got to meet Morita-san twice. So that was.
Matt's always hanging out with them. I'm always like, Matt, can we hang out? I'm like, no. I'm thinking that maybe Morita-san will text me.
He's hanging out with his cool friends.
We're hanging out with the cool friends. He can't come back.
Last time it was Jeffy, dude.
I saw it, and he did you played the clip, and he did the line, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, after that, I was like, oh.
I was clapping in real life, dude.
Pretty much chat, but that was still cool.
Not talking about that for months. He still mentioned it.
Does it? Oh. Well, hopefully you guys will do stuff like that in the future. We love to see it, even the global ones.
Hopefully.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm sure the community appreciates it as well.
We appreciate you and the community.
Hey, there you go, guys. KLab's one of the few developers that really does actually do a good job of getting community feedback and things like that. So, don't be too hard on these guys on the Reddit, stuff like that.
You could.
We're all on the same side.
Well, we want the best for the game, and we want the best for the gaming community as well. So we like to think we're on the same side, unless you're out to destroy the game.
There might be some people like that. We won't talk about it.
Never.
All right.
We got some questions for you. Do you mind if we ask you
questions for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I would be honored, guys. Of course. Whatever you want to know about Bleach Cowboy, nothing is off the table.
Okay, cool. Cowboy, we have these questions for you. Again, let's see. Shoot, I joined KLab right before the global version of this game came out. So I kind of got to see it from the launch phase on. It was kind of amazing to me to see how quickly the global community picked up the game. They've been absolutely awesome for the game. It is I think we can go ahead and say it is our biggest global game here at KLab. And that has been an awesome experience for me, having only been at this company for about a year and a half now. But just as a question to you, how did you first hear about the game?
Oh, well, interestingly enough, the Bleach manga, it ended, if we recall, like rather suddenly. And I've been following that manga for years and years. And when it ended, it kind of left like a vacancy for that type of content in my life. And yeah, I was just like looking for Bleach related stuff on the internet, and I came across the game. I watched Tonberry Phantom, who you recently helped out. I saw his channel, and ever since then I tried the game out, and I was hooked immediately. It's really faithful to the actual source material, which is what I love the best about it. So, you know, it was love at first sight.
Which leads right into our next question. As a Bleach fan, how do you think we, and not just us, but like the KLab, the dev team, KLab as a whole, has done with capturing the unique universe that is this Bleach world? I mean, Kubo Sensei has done an amazing job of creating this entire universe that is unique, and it's really in-depth and detailed. There's a lot of lore there. How do you think the game has done in recreating or capturing or adding to that, in your personal opinion?
That is perhaps the biggest draw for me to this game specifically, because as far as manga and anime content goes, I'm very strict about, you know, like it being faithful. So, you know, all the characters, they look just like they do the way Kubo presented them originally. The story mode is 100% accurate. Even the movesets, even the attack animations of the characters, right down to like, you know, the smallest detail, like their idle poses and things like that. Very accurate, and it's perhaps like the best part of the game for a Bleach fan. You know, I mean, what drew me to the game was the fact that it's Bleach, you know, not particularly the gameplay or anything, but the accuracy. I don't think anyone can question the accuracy of your characters and things like that. Maybe there's a few exceptions, but, you know, those were necessary exceptions. Yeah, well, the Uryu thing where he's using the bow, but, I mean, he does have a one-handed bow, guys.
It does. It is in there.
And Jushiro's attacks, you know, I could see that you had to like kind of take some liberties with that, because he doesn't really do much in the series. So, and Iba, you know, Iba's kind of, I could go on, but these characters, you know, they didn't have a lot to go off of, so it's totally fine with me.
Some characters that you barely see fighting, but then
Right.
you still need the moveset.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's characters that don't do anything in the series, so it's totally understandable. I'm fine with it.
We like to think of them as plot elements.
Plot elements.
All right. Well, sweet dude, that's awesome to hear, and that means a lot to us because, again, both us and then the dev team as well, they're all huge Bleach fans. And it's very important to us that we maintain the integrity of the Bleach universe, and it's awesome to hear that that has been relayed positively to you and hopefully to everyone else.
Oh my God. Yeah, Mark, I can't tell you how important that is to the community as well. Like, they will call you out on the smallest detail. Like, if I make a video and I get something wrong about Bleach, oh man, they drop the hammer, dude, you know?
The Bleach hammer.
The Bleach hammer, they'll be like, you pronounced it wrong. Oh, that didn't happen. And I consider myself a pretty expert, you know, Bleach fan, you know? Hojikuzi. Well, we do that on purpose. Hojikuzi. We know it's Hujikuzai. We do know it.
Whatever. No, there are many different ways to say words. Here's another question for you. Matt, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, like top of your head, like your favorite BBS moment so far?
I guess it's definitely my summoning where I pulled the full-bring Byakuya after thousands and thousands of orbs, and I finally got him, and it was all the pain and suffering made it even sweeter, you know?
I feel that.
You know, because when you get him right away, you know, sometimes it's not as, you know, it doesn't mean as much, you know?
But you're not happy for a long time.
You suffer for your, like, you can't know joy if you don't know suffering.
That's right. That's right.
Talking about suffering, your worst BBS moment so far?
Oh my God, guys, you guys have been brutal to me. That's pretty. Every time I fail to get the character I want in a gacha. But the tag team Byakuya is probably my most brutal one. I didn't put all of that on camera, but I did quite a bit of summoning for that character, and I eventually got him in a future gacha. But yeah, that was a low point. I was very upset. I had to quit the game for a few days, but I came back, and it was fine.
No, you overcame that, and
I did overcame adversity.
You overcame adversity. You did that, and now you're here in front of millions of people.
Yeah, I recommend that all you guys do that. By the way, if you get frustrated with the game, put it down for a day or two, and come back when you're like, calm down, and you'll be fine.
Separation reasons.
Exactly.
No. Also, that leads us to our next question. Why do you have, dude, Cowboy, you love Byakuya so much, and Byakuya is awesome, of course, but we have a question for you. Why do you have such a crush on Byakuya? Go.
Well, he looks cool. He's got, I like his moves, his powers. When he first showed up in the series, like, I immediately knew he would be my favorite character because, wow, this guy's like, he doesn't say nothing, he just like kicks ass and like, he doesn't even like break a sweat doing it. But deep down inside, he does care for his people. He does have a strong sense of duty, and it's that archetype in general that I think I can relate to a little bit. The guy who's duty bound, but he still has his very strong devotion to the people he cares about, and he looks badass. Pretty much, that's the main reasons.
Fair enough. No, I mean, Byakuya is an awesome character. Definitely one of the strongest characters in the game.
If you guys could give him to me more often, that would be fantastic,
We need to open it up.
There's just a button.
There's just a button. You just press the button.
I feel like that you guys have some kind of like mind reading thing where if it's your favorite character, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to like struggle to get him.
Yeah, I've got some really good characters recently.
Yeah.
But I never get the characters. If I really get one character, I never like. And I've been playing the game for a long time. I never ever. I can spend thousands of hours and never get it.
I think there's something going on there.
Oh, I got like Kaien.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Cool. Like on a Euro single. Oh, I got Kaien. I mean,
but you've been trying to get Shinsui for like a year.
Yeah, I still have no Shinsui.
I don't have them either.
Not at all. Yorichi, same.
Yorichi. Oh.
No. So like. It's like, but then I got good characters. Like I recently got Noitora, so like I can't complain.
You can't complain.
But yeah,
oh my god, you have nothing to complain about. If you got Noitora, you're good to go, I think.
Yeah, but like the characters you want the most are the one that like
you can't get away.
It's like the song. But you get what you need, Noitora.
That brings us to our last question again. We're having a great time with you today, but we want to get into the rest of the show. I think we're going to do some co-op challenge together.
All right.
If you have the time. We wanted to ask you, what was your favorite character in Bleach Brave Souls? And this is specifically for Bleach Brave Souls, besides Byakuya.
You guys are putting me on the spot.
Yeah. No Byakuya.
Can I mention characters I don't have, or?
Yes. Yeah, you can tell them.
I do have a JP account, and I did get Noitora, the new one, and that character is amazing. That's definitely my favorite character to play on JP, because I was bummed out on the last Noitora that he wasn't as good as we thought he was going to be. But then you guys brought out the new one, and we figured it all out, and it was, this is why they didn't buff the other one.
That speed, that range.
Yeah,
that's right.
Amazing. He does an amazing character. He destroys everything. He makes your life so much easier.
My first hardest 5-star raid voted with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally, I read about everyone like voting 5-star raid, and I'm like, keep dying.
Keep dying.
Finally. I did boss rush. I did the last boss rush with like the speed one.
Mm-hmm.
With it, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm okay.
It doesn't matter with that guy. You can do it. It's just he's OP. He's broken. Broken Noitora.
Have one. We only have one broken.
Yeah, that's true. But he's similar.
It's the game. You put it in the game.
Yeah.
You have the broken team effect now in the game.
I know. We saw that. There's a bunch of team effects that are pretty interesting. There's a huge list. I've looked at it before. Brooding Eyes is the Byakuya team.
Brooding Eyes.
Brooding Eyes.
Big props to what was it? making that. That's awesome.
Yes, that was amazing.
But,
See,
well,
it's little touches like that we appreciate.
And it's the little touches that we love giving to you guys. We enjoy them.
We call him broken too.
You guys call him broken in the office?
It becomes canon after a while.
Well, we can. Unofficial can.
Okay, let's talk about 5.0. Let's just
Let's do it.
just real quick. Okay, so 5.0, people are freaking out because it's like, oh, the grind, we'll never be able to finish it. Your thoughts on those comments?
The 5.0 apocalypse.
Yes, that's what they're calling it.
The potion apocalypse.
So this is me as a player, not like
not the dev team.
Right, your personal opinion.
I mean, but for me, it's like the same thing with the release. It's like it's not like something that, as a player, for me, I don't feel rushed to do it. I mean, I said earlier that I'm on third seat between 4 and third seat on PvP, and it hasn't changed. It hasn't really changed my game. Like the thing that I love about the release is that it got me back into raids because I wasn't doing any more raids and I was getting kind of bored between super extreme co-op.
Yeah.
And the droplet thing is like I just do like some 4-star or 5 when I can in auto while I do something else, and it got me back into raids because then you get droplets. And then I was able to pass my first. I had lots of XP crystal, so Noiter I was able to pass him to 200 in a week. But then the second character took me like 2 weeks because I was out of XP crystal, and I was okay with that.
Yeah, I mean it's not something we have to accomplish immediately. Some people they think it's like, oh, we gotta get it done by tomorrow. I mean that's not the intention with the content.
I do a bit of raids in auto when I do something else, and I get some droplets little by little, and I use the combo buttons every now and then, and I've been okay with that. And so the 5.0 just arrived yesterday, and yeah, I did it a few times, and I got like 30 potions so far.
Yeah, and they have that secret bonus stage that I ran into.
Yeah, I'm not even on level, but for me it's like I enjoy the thing I enjoy about the thing is that there's the inheritance zone, which is a new thing.
Yes.
Which kind of fun, and also you can do it in solo, so you don't have to depend on other people on co-ops.
Right. There's also the solo version, so there's multiple options for that content. But I mean, what they're thinking, people think that it's like looking up a mountain, and you know, it's like it's a very daunting task, and that's the issue.
For me, it's like I'm gonna do a bit. I work as well. Like I can't do all day the inheritance zone. It's only for 5 days, so I'm gonna do what I can.
Yes.
And we'll see. But I'm okay. I enjoy the new, just like when we have the extreme co-op. Like I enjoy the new thing. It gives me something extra to do. Mm-hmm. Just like the release gave me something more to do in the co-op with the rec, which I wasn't doing anymore. Right. So it gives more stuff to do, and it's super fun. I mean, geez, those monsters, like those enemies. It's like,
I played it yesterday. I was having a blast.
I tried it earlier this week with the test version. Before the show, and I was like, holy crap! Like, it's like crazy. You
have the giant mobs. It was great. I thought it was great. I was very entertained.
For me, it's fun. Like I do games for fun. I don't intend to be like in the top PvP ranking or whatever. Like, and for me, it was fun to have new contents. I think they're bringing new content for people who play the game for a long time and need more stuff.
Yes.
And I think that everyone should feel that they have to complete, like, you know, take your time, get your characters, make the best of the characters you have. We announced a lot of stuff yesterday. You'll be able to grind a bit more, like powders, books, moving forward, like the.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your
Rome,
BBS.
There you go, guys. Rome was not built in a day. Don't feel you have to finish this content, you know, like.
Yeah, people out there that want to have everything, you know, as fast as possible.
Exactly.
That it looks like, holy hell. But for me, it's just like a little something extra to do. And
it's something you work on, like as you can. So I mean, a lot of people they have that mentality though that they have to do it now. So I mean, it's just a different mindset, I suppose. You know, that's why people they freak out.
Have you checked the raid schedule?
I haven't.
Like, check it out. Like, we didn't mention in the show because there was so much to discuss. But like, they changed the way it looks. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the new update apart from that. That's, you know, they keep tweaking, improving the game a little.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that like I had questions to ask you guys, but they've been addressed or they're being addressed. So I mean, we've definitely noticed that the minor improvements, the details are being paid attention to.
I think it's a balance between like keeping the long players interested and giving them new stuff to do, but not like letting the newer players feel that they're left out.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that it's an easy task.
No.
I'm pretty sure they're aware of those problems.
They're incredibly aware, and one of the worst things you can do for any game is develop this game that actually absolutely excludes new players from joining in at the same kind of stuff that the core users are doing. So what they've been really careful about on the Bleach Brave Souls team is making a game that's 360 degrees, well balanced, that both new players, middle players who've been playing for a while, and then players who've been playing since like day one can all enjoy it. And I think some of the newer content that's been coming up, like the release and the new potion stuff, Soul Links, those are more for core users, giving something, a little bit of something to work with. And again, it's a long-term thing. It's more of a marathon. It's not a sprint. Please don't feel like you have to get all that done this week or you will lose your PvPC for forever.
Exactly.
Because that's a lot.
That's too much.
That's too much. I don't know. Maybe some people are out there doing it all super quick, and they'll probably give you an edge.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure people level 10 by the end of
the week.
Oh my god! I play this game a lot, and there are people that are way more hardcore than I am, and it boggles my mind how they can do it. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I enjoy the new stuff. Like I do the co-op, I do the single a bit when I can because it takes time.
Yeah.
But if I can't get my slots from October, like by level 5 or 10 by the end of the event, I'll be like,
yeah, do it the next time he comes back. No big deal.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that's a good point to leave it off. Hogyoku will drop. We could use a little higher tweak on that, maybe. Well, I guess that's all we have. Thank you guys very much for all your time. I much appreciated. The community loves the fact that you guys do the show and talk to us about what's coming up in the game. And I don't think that we express that enough to you guys. So thank you very much.
No, dude, Cowboy, thank you for having us on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure spending about an hour with you on this fine Friday morning for us, I guess.
Yeah, it's Friday night for me.
Friday night for you. You're about to hit the town.
No, Thursday nights. But Thursday nights, Friday nights, whatever.
It's all the same night.
It's all the same. It's all great. Can I crash at your house if I go to Japan? Last question.
Yeah, come over anytime. We got a spare room at my house. We have a guest room.
I
hope you like to sleep in a room with all of the Bleach manga, because it's in there.
I'm booking the flight like tomorrow, so we'll definitely set that up.
Come on, it's just a few stations away from home.
All right, guys. Well, thank you once again. Appreciate your time, and hopefully, if the opportunity arises again, we can do something similar.
Yeah, absolutely. Sweet. I'd love to do it. Thanks again to you and for all the awesome players out there, the Bleach Brave Souls community, and all the other YouTubers out there too. We love you too.
We love the compliments, we love the complaints, we love the feedback.
We love it all. We love the communication. Without communication, games with it. So please tell us anything you want.
All right, guys. So we'll see you in the next episode. KLab Game Station, Wednesday nights, 11 p.m. for the United States. You'll have to convert that to your own time, but 11 p.m. East Coast time. All right, KLab Game Station. Check them out. I'll leave the link in the description, and that's where you get all your first-hand news. And you'll see these guys there as well.
We are there every week. Hopefully. KGS for life.
KGS for life. Bye, guys. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.